Okay, I just left Boots off Hostel. It was a pretty nice day. Slept okay. Somebody, or a couple of people came in pretty late, between midnight and 1. No big deal, but I guess they turned on the heat in the room. Not a very big room. Put it on medium. And about 1:30 or 2 o'clock I woke up just in a ball of sweat. Could barely breathe. I just took my t-shirt off, just in my underwear. And I just had to get up and turn the heater down to low and open the door for a couple minutes. And it still felt like it was way too hot, so I just turned the heater right off. Just a small room anyway, and hey, we're camping and we've got wool blankets. And went back to sleep. Yeah, it was okay, I think, but that was the only interruption of the night other than peeing into the bottle. DIY, or TMI, I guess. And yeah, I had a couple bowls of cereal, grabbed a banana and an orange, I had a mini donut, and a cup of coffee for some caffeine, and now I'm just walking down the hill and about to start the day. I'll have to see if I get to a campground, a paid campground, but it's at about the 20-mile mark, so the guy said it's good terrain, and I looked at Gut Hooks, and it is some elevation gain after a bit, and then it kind of stays up there, so it's a possibility if my feet are into it. I should really tighten my boots, because I just did them loose this morning when I went for breakfast, and we'll see. Anyway, you're going to be passing by a lake, and should have viewpoints. It looks like a partly cloudy, partly sunny day, and weather should be good. I have to check weather before I get too far while I still have cell service. I got my cable at the gas station and it worked perfectly last night, so I okay for powering up my phone, powered up my battery as well, so plenty of power. And we'll see how far I get to Damascus before I have to get out and hitch or take a shuttle from somewhere to get there for a Saturday morning-ish and get a tent site and hopefully reconnect with some people. Unfortunately, it would be like a 00, and with my timeline and everything, not like I really want that, but I've got to experience what I can while I'm down here, because after that, I think there's the ponies not far, a couple days beyond Damascus, and who knows what after that, because I haven't looked that far ahead, and my mentality is that if I do look too far ahead, I'll just be overwhelmed by how much I'll get to do, and I get disheartened. I'm just hoping for some more mileage and less foot and leg pain, so we'll see. Just want to add a note about last evening, the run to town for resupply food. Other than McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, and Subway, there aren't any places to really buy food. There is a restaurant in the AWOL guide, but apparently it's not open, at least not at the moment. And pretty much everyone went to McDonald's. I had a cheeseburger, 2 cheeseburger value meal, and 4 extra cheeseburgers, and drink and fries, and it was pretty filling by the time I got them all in there. And we walked to the Dollar General, and I got some more tuna, I grabbed a chicken packet just to try it, some peanut butter, and nuts. and Slim Jims. So I'm going to try to go with fat, protein, not have the candy so much. Unless you ate it quick, they picked you up at the Dollar General not long after they dropped you off at McDonald's. Nobody went to Subway. One went to Subway, and then drove you back. So you pretty much brought your food back and ate at the hostel. So not much of a town trip. There was the 1 mile walk from the trail into town, which you could do. Skinny and Mamu did it yesterday, but he said that they spent an inordinate amount of time in town, like 5 hours, just talking and relaxing. So, but there's really no town. There are a few buildings next to the highway, and that's it. And it's about 3.5 miles from the hostel, so a bit of a walk. And yeah, I sat around the fire for a bit, had some interesting conversations with other people. One guy from Kentucky who making knives and getting into art type of welding of things. And yeah, there are a lot of ex-military, the PST issues were on the trail, using it to kind of reconnect with the Brotherhood and getting away from the crowd. Anyway, one of them talked about a screenplay that had been written. Oh, I can't remember who the actress they mentioned. From Dangerous Liaison. The female lead. I can't remember her name. Anyway, apparently she's quoted as one of the people going to be in it. And it has to do with the Appalachian Trail. And it'll be hopefully a lot better movie than A Walk in the Woods. Plus they will actually be filming on the trail, so it'll be more authentic. Anyway, yeah, a lot of expats and people with service dogs. That's a common theme on the trail. And well, even the one fellow, I can't remember his trail name, but he got on the bunk and it was too tight confining. It was setting him off, so he switched with another guy and went out to the tent. And again, it was all due to his ex-military service. I think he did 5 tours from Iraq to Somalia or something like that. So a lot of injured people on the trail, and just trying to do what they can to deal with the things. And I can imagine, I hear people who take ayahuasca in South America find that is extremely useful, from what I hear from Joe Rogan podcast. Sounds like an extremely interesting thing to do and take, and you look into it if you have ever never heard of it. Ayahuasca, quite the mind-bending type of experience, but not for the faint of heart because of how violently ill it makes you after you drink it. And not exactly done in a clinical environment from what I hear. But anyway, as for me, I sent an email to Terry. Terry responded, about to head out on his trip to Europe. And like I said, everyone is very impressed with what I've done so far and all that stuff, and whether I make it or don't make it, I've really done something pretty amazing, and it brings tears to my eyes thinking about that type of thing, that a bit of a support like that because they're the bad weather days, and I wonder, what am I doing out here? And a day like today, it's nice, but I'm alone, and other than the people I meet at the hostel, or maybe at a campsite tonight, who knows where I pass. I'm with my thoughts a lot, and well, maybe now that I have battery power I can depend on, I might listen to some podcasts just to motivate me. So that is a major concern if you're going to do the AT. You got to have a strong reason, motivation, why you want to do it, why you want to get to the end. Otherwise, it's too easy to think about quitting and maybe pulling out. For me, what else do I have waiting for me back home? You know, friends and that type of thing, but nothing interesting or exciting. And I would be very disappointed if I just gave up, especially when the fall came and I realized I would have been done by now. So I just hope I can keep it up. And it's tough, I'll tell you that. Just a thought as I walk up this paved road from, I think, Wilbur Dam. It's part of the trail. And how it's preferable to roots and rocks and steps. And I remembered, that hill yesterday. The one I was really having trouble with. Like, what was the point of the hill on the trail? There was no viewpoint at the top. I was able to have water, but it went up, then went down. And there was nothing at the top. What was the point of that? Other than just make it more difficult. Could have gone around the mountain. You know, if you're going to go up, have a reason to get up there. Yeah, those pointless hills. What's the reason? Why? Just to make life miserable? We all talk about that type of thing. Oh, it looks like I go into the trail here. Yep. Ooh. I guess there's a... No, it's a Watuga? Yeah, it's the Watuga Dam. I guess there's a visitor center above. But, well, here I am in the trail again. Let's see if there's a view at the top of the hill. Hope so. So we mentioned it at the hostel last night about a section here where you cannot camp because of heightened bear activity. And that shelter had either been torn down or, anyway, not used. I think that's the one I was planning on hit around 12:31. Well, let's see, but might run into a bear. Hope not, in a way. Seen him before, so don't have to see him today. But don't have to push through. So this is the, I think, the hardest, steepest section. Then it continues up, but at a much lower rate, which is good. I'm just at the shelter. There were 3 young people here earlier talking or going over the itinerary for Damascus. Apparently it's only like 37 miles away, so if I do 20 today, I can walk in tomorrow. I was surprised, you know. Anyway, so far so good. Had tuna or chicken on a roll or wrap and peanuts and some cheese. So trying to stick to that kind of a diet. It looks like it's hopefully going to be okay. Took it kind of easy today. It's 12:30 now. Left at like 7:50. Well, I can see that dirt in my head. I just took a tumble. I don't think I'm bleeding. Oh, yeah, there's a little bump there. I hit the ground. It's quite a crack. I just listened to a podcast. Really paying any great attention to what I was doing. And I just tripped and went forward. Bang, right, my head right in the ground. Thankfully, no big rocks and everything. The dirt, I mean, it is dirt and rock, you can see here. But could have been a lot worse. I think I need to probably pull out a one of those baby wipe things I have. Wet it, wash my face. But okay, so I went from never having fallen to having had a fall. And because the pole was in front of me, I couldn't reach out to deflect the landing, and just kind of went full body into it. Now there's a little bit of a downhill too. So, and here I am talking on the phone while going downhill. Huh. How careless can you be? Anyway, I'm about 5 o'clock now. I'm about an hour and a bit from the parking lot gap. I can't remember what it's called, the highway, where I'm going to be picked up by a shuttle to take me to, I think it's called Rabbit Hole Hostel. I've reserved a tent pad and a make $3 milkshake. I intend to have one. I sort of hope I can. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll get to a point here that's comfortable on the trail, and like I say, clean up and then continue. So that could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. I've seen a lot of rock that I would not want to fall onto. So maybe there was a rock underneath that dirt, because like I say, it was quite a, I heard the crack as I hit it, and I was just hoping, don't let anything be wrong. But I think it's all superficial. Well, it kind of looks like that. So until later. Cookies and cream. So here's my tent site. There's a bench with another house over there, and I get my own chair. And there's another fellow who's going to be over there with a couple dogs. And there's the communal fireplace. Another campsite, maybe there. And this is the walk to the bunkhouse. There's like a hobble. Oh, there's another campsite there. People with 2 cats. We'll see that in a bit, hopefully. Oh, hobble, hobble, hobble. I'm just heating up water for my Norway side dinner tonight. I had that milkshake earlier. Wouldn't mind having one again. So there's this seating area under the rain, I guess. Some garbage, and then there's the front door and one of the bunkhouse. A table people made to stay. The showers are just down over there. A bare box for food. Don't know what they're building there, but on the entry here are 2 porta potties. I hear that they're very dark, and I guess that might be a communal area as well. And my water boils. I just check it here. Oh yeah, just about ready. We'll go in the bunkhouse in a minute, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, let's check out the interior here. First of all, we have a sliding door. Both doors have that, I believe. I'm just going to open this up. Ooh, it's locked at the moment. Okay. It's a little dark in here, but yeah, showing up. So 3 sets of bunk beds on one side. 3 more on that side. There's a heater, fan, and mirror in the end. A hook for weighing and stuff, and the roof are tents that I guess have been donated because people no longer needed them. They have the common area here too. Get back, so you see it. A couch, which is probably much nicer than the one I have at home currently. A table, TV stand. I don't know what you get on TV. Maybe there's movies or something. Kind of a chair folder there. Hiker box for clothing, I guess. There was a coffee maker there earlier, but it's not there now. There are towels with soap, as I see here. I guess to use in the shower. And then the hiker box of other stuff that people left behind. A lot of fuel canisters, apparently, and more of the sign-in door. So I'm thinking of spending the Damascus Trail days here. Oh yeah, I've noticed the walls. You can't quite see them there. Maybe I'll show them here, but they've been done up with wood. If you can kind of see it here, hopefully it'll lighten up. Oh, I think you can kind of see it here. Anyway, yeah, the power outlets and end tables, and I guess the basket is to put your wet towels in after. So other than the fact it's a little dark in here, there are lights. I guess I could have turned that on. Oh yeah, yeah. Now you can see it much better. Anyway, so it's run by Rabbit, a former ThruHiker. He did it in, I think, 2014, she said, from northbound to south, or southbound, from north to south. And he did it starting in October. So he pretty much did everything in the winter, and he had some amazingly horrible weather from what I heard. And he's done some section hiking. There's dinner there. Some section hiking since then. So get some real bacon there. And some peanuts I'll be nibbling on. Some M&M peanuts in there. And that banana. Oh, I feel tired. And plus I'm the only one here other than the people doing work to stay. So, how bad is it really? Oh well. I look like I've been through something now. I can tell people I've been in a bear fight or something. Bar fight. Yeah, so it's dead quiet here. Like nobody here. I remember mentioning to somebody on the trail who was a session hiker that, I was thinking about coming here, because of the milkshake thing. And he said, they're probably going to be full because of Damascus trail days and everything. And I thought, you might be right. Maybe I better give him a call. So along the trail, I was able to make a connection and call. Spoke to Rabbit, and it sounded like he had no problem at all with tent setup. And then I passed the three people. You saw at the shelter. They were there at lunchtime, and then at the other shelter as I walked by it. And I mentioned to them about the $3 milkshake, and I kind of got them interested. And I think it said it does laundry too. And so I continued on, and of course I had my fall. Could have been so much worse. I could have landed on a sharp piece of rock coming up and split my head open, or oh, geez, and I think of all the horrible things I've walked over, thinking about, oh, I wouldn't want to fall on this with my knee or ankle or something like that. But you know, I couldn't even get my hands out in front of me to block the fall. It just, I went over, poof, and then poof, and then poof, a little bit, which is why there's a scrape. And I for sure heard a crack, like I just by plunk. And I don't know if it was the rock underneath the dirt that made the noise, or my head, or what. But you know, I wasn't knocked unconscious or have any ill effect like that. It was just like I knew I'd scraped, and I worried that maybe I broke something in my hand or whatever. My hand or the knuckles were, I think, knocked a little bit out of shape where they are supposed to go. But they seem to be fine. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll feel a little differently. Anyway, I continued on, and I wasn't in great spirits. I was listening to a podcast, Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, had to do with the supernova in the east, about Japan. But not that that had anything to do with it. I just had a momentary, you know, lapse of thought. I can't even remember exactly what happened, how my right foot got caught on something, that the tall grass with the pole or something, but something kept me from stepping forward. And, you know, before I knew it, the weight of the pack, momentum, just pushed me forward. And it was a little bit of a decline as well. Anyway, yeah, so sauntered on. When I got to a little bit more level of a place, I pulled out a couple of wet wipes, dabbed them with water from my water bottle. I made the mistake of scrubbing at the first one to get the dirt, but you know, that scrub stuff into the cuts. The second one I wet, and I made sure to just dab and move around, and I couldn't quite tell where all the cuts were. Even looking at the camera phone, I mean, it didn't zoom in to image or anything like that. But it kind of stung, and I think there was a little bit of bleeding because, you know, I could kind of see something in my, you know, bridge of my nose. And I just continued on because I knew I was going to get to the parking lot within an hour, about an hour after that. And whoever picked me up, you know, could take a look and make sure everything was okay, and maybe they had antiseptic and that type of thing. Anyway, so when I got finally to the parking lot, trail magic. Huh. People had been there all day, and this is like, I got there at about 5:15, earlier than I planned, but where was it? 6. Anyway, yeah, about 5:15, so I got there a little bit earlier than I thought I would, or yeah, it had to be just after 6. Sorry, and I got offered a hot dog with chili on it if I wanted, and a cold drink, and they had whiskey dinner if you want a shot, which I didn't have, and yeah, so I, just as I was doing that, Robert's girlfriend pulled up in the van, and thankfully she waited for me to get my chili dog with the other 3 people who showed up after me and also came here for an ice cream. Well, I just finished my northwest side with bacon bits, and it was pretty good. I was surprised. Leaving it sit for a while like that really helped the pasta, which is always a little bit al dente. The rice is always tender. And the banana I got from the the hostel breakfast this morning. So anyway, speaking with Rabbit, and fortunately that commute between here and Damascus would be $25 a ride. And I mean, that would be a ride back tomorrow night, and then the ride in Saturday, ride back Saturday night, ride in Sunday, and then continuing on from there. Or even back here Sunday night, and then back there on Monday, who knows. Anyway, that's quite a bit of money. That's per ride, not per person, so if there were more people, it could be broken down, but I'm on my own. I don't even know if there's anyone in the bunkhouse. I think there are a couple. He also said it was going to rain tomorrow, which I knew was a chance, as long as I can get the tent down in the morning and not have to be rained on. I don't know if I have cell service there. Probably not. for checking for weather. Anyway, it means being in Damascus and setting up tomorrow evening, possibly in the rain as well, which is not going to be any fun. Oh, oh well. Trail days. At least I get into dry clothes, and that'll be that. But I would have liked to have stayed here. So quiet, and even with other people, it'd be nice. And great bunkhouse, $20 a night, and the milkshakes if you're here early enough. I've got another one coming, chocolate. So that'll be 2 today. The calories. I'm gonna put my food away in the bear box, pack up my stove, and go to the hose and get some water, and maybe have a late shower. I don't know. It's going to rain tomorrow, so it's not like it's going to matter. I'll probably go without, unfortunately. And they have the fire going over there, so maybe I can join them after I have a milkshake. Outdoor shower is here, and from what the fellow who's been staying here for work to stay says, it has plenty of hot water, not like the place I went to yesterday, which was pretty much cool water, even in the hot, and water there for water bottles. There we are. Hello.
Can you see her?
Yep.